taking a walk without a cane. Without a cane. Um, I know I haven't got my hip replaced yet, but that's not what this is about. This is about something I did a week ago, come tomorrow. I made a video called AI Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee calls for the NFL to Oakland, to come back to Oakland, and says that sports development is the key, she says, in AI form, artificial intelligence form, using Google's technology, or really VIO, that artificial intelligence device that Google made for making different types of content. But AI Barbara Lee says that sports development is the key to Oakland's future. Sports development is the key to Oakland's future. Okay, and I put that up in a number of places, but got the most interesting reactions in comments and on Nextdoor from Oaklanders who care. The upshot is, I don't mean to be insulting to anybody, but they don't understand urban economics, okay? And they don't understand the relationship between the money that's generated by buildings and the built environment. All right, it's a big problem. And so, for example, what I get from most respondents, hey, how y'all doing? What I get from most respondents is, well, how about more police? How about more services, right? But what they don't understand is that those services are paid for by development. Development attracts people and what they do in those buildings. And in turn, the revenue is collected by cities. And you would say, okay, can't they do them out of their homes? Well, here's the issue. Yeah, they can, but sometimes you want people to gather in one place at scale. Some companies prefer their people to be in one building rather than spread out all over the place in different time zones, even today. So, and then with sports, you're talking about many thousands of people, sometimes 100,000 people gathering in one place for an event. And the beauty of having that venue in your city, that's NFL stadium, NBA stadium, WNBA stadium, tennis stadium, it's just a few hundred even, right? The beauty of all of that is very simple. It's very simple. You get all those folks in the internet age in one place talking about something that's going on in your city. So that becomes instant marketing for your city. Oakland, okay? Becomes instant marketing for Oakland, all right? And Oakland needs the help, because I'll tell you, one thing that I've noticed is that because Oakland has less going on, there is less and less activity, there's less and less search about Oakland, which impacts even any content you make about Oakland gets impacted because there are fewer people interested in Oakland to begin with. All right, so everybody is impacted. Everybody. That's why you have to have a multiple subjects that you're making videos about, making content about. Otherwise, you get stuck. So, and that's really the fault of Oakland's lack of economic development, and that's why the mayor needs to make some bold moves and bold statements about bringing sports, the NFL, to Oakland. And it can be done. It can be done. It's way not impossible, and it's much needed. It really is. It is very disappointing that people don't get the response, that they don't get the relationship between the built environment and service provisions in a city. The services like police, a police department does not generate revenue by its nature, all right? Hey, what's going on there? Police department does not generate revenue by its nature. So, to say, oh, we need all of these different services, you're literally putting the cart before the horse. And folks have to stop putting the cart before the horse. That's done way too much. It's done way too much of the time. And if you keep putting the cart before the horse, and yet you're part of the voting electorate, guess what happens? This stuff's not going to grow, all right? The need for an NFL team is never been more acute than it is right now. And the Oakland of the 80s and the 90s understood the importance of having the Raiders in Oakland. But it's like we've reached the 21st century and Oakland has gone backward. It really has. We have people who importance of having the NFL in Oakland as much as the NFL, is on television and everything else, all right? That's crazy, folks. That's absolutely crazy. It's like they're content for San Francisco to have what Oakland used to have. San Francisco now has basketball and football and baseball, and Oakland has nothing. So San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee started it. Some of you say, well, the Warriors were sold, and that is why they went to San Francisco. No, the Warriors went to San Francisco because Ed Lee stole them from Oakland. I said, hey, are you going to sue the city of Oakland, of San Francisco, tampering? I put that out there. Oakland, just let it happen. Council members just let it happen. Oh, no, it's no problem. It is a problem. Then you had people like now former council member, former Oakland mayoral candidate Lauren Taylor out there celebrating in San Francisco when the Warriors won the NBA Finals. Hey, you know what? It didn't happen in Oakland. Don't go over there celebrating. You're not doing anybody any favors. We are too willing as a city to lose what we have. People are moving out on the daily. Businesses are closing, it seems, on the weekly. We are too willing to allow Oakland to fall. And that's got to stop. All right? So Mayor Barbara Lee, Mayor, I'm just going to be bold as to say this. If you want to get reelected next year, start doing big plans, all right? Because this small ball stuff, it's not doing the city any good, all right? Focusing on services first rather than development is bass-ackward. I will repeat, focusing on city services first rather than development is bass-ackward. And you know what that means, all right? Get the NFL back in here. Doesn't matter what the commissioner says. Make it known that Oakland can host the NFL's next expansion team. Get Mark Davis approval. In fact, ask Mark Davis he wants to be co-owner. All right? He wants to ride herd. Why not do that? We need to stop screwing around. And that's exactly what's going on. You have all these folks. You got Blackwell with the San Francisco Foundation. I call Fred. He's supposed to be on the transition committee. What are they doing? All right? I called Fred 3 times. Fred, you owe me a phone call back. Yeah, I'm talking about you, pal. All right? I'm kicking ass and taking names. And I'm naming the names. All right? Cheryl Walton, I gave you an idea. You're supposed to give me an update. What's going on here? All right? Everybody who's in City Hall who can do something is only talking among themselves. Got to stop it. Hey, so anyways, I was saying, folks, to close, since I'm obviously back indoors in what happens to live stream, I ran out of batteries, and so the system, went on pause, essentially. But to close, this is something the city needs to work on. It needs to work on it as soon as possible. And again, if the mayor wants to get reelected, she's got to make, as Daniel Burnham said, no little plans. She has to make big plans that stir the imagination. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark oaklandnewsonline.com. Thanks.